Welcome everybody to Death by Exile podcast, episode 8.
101.
Oh yeah, the 101. We're back. It's been a short hiatus like always, but we're here. Me and Art.
Yeah.
But I hope y'all enjoyed the last episode with my friend Orion. And that's just a little preview of how it's gonna go for all our guests. And supposedly our next guest is gonna be what is it? Eddie Ugly? Or what's his handle?
Yeah. Your life is ugly.
Your life is ugly. So he's gonna come on and let us know
Why your life is ugly.
why your life is ugly and why the kingdom isn't all it's cracked up to be, and or more
Well,
stories.
we'll get to that. We got a little bit of feedback on the podcast.
Oh yeah,
So I'm gonna try to do little corrections with it.
for sure.
I mean, obviously, if you're listening to it right now, the one big major thing is it's hard to find.
Yeah, yeah, that's the thing.
So yeah, it's obviously, if you're listening, you found it. So, but
Yeah.
if you need to tell people, it's Death by Exile 101 is very important.
Yes,
Death by Exile 101.
the 101 is the most
That's
important
how
part.
you'll find it.
Because if you don't put that 101, you're gonna end up listening to some death metal band or some shit like
You'll
that.
get, yeah.
Yeah, or a documentary about lepers or Napoleon. But anyways, you got anything you want to talk about? Any topics?
Yeah, I guess we'll talk about fucking how fun it was to hang out at with all our friends the other night.
Oh,
It
yeah.
was really,
Yeah,
really cool because I've like really missed that.
yeah.
Like,
Social.
pre-COVID social like interaction. You know? Like,
seems
that was,
like-
that was really like a treat, to just be around people and friends and stuff like that, and enjoying yourself.
Yeah, not really thinking about the overwhelming doom and dread of COVID.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it seems like it's starting to, the COVID situation is starting to lessen. But
Yeah, I was talking to my buddy about it, and because he's like super he's more about like a little bit more conservative views of like opening and stuff like that, and just saying just like like he kind of reads like somewhat conspiratorial stuff, but like he's kind of more like rational like me, where he just like kind of finds it funny.
yeah,
But he's like, we were talking about the other day, like if they do another shutdown, it's just not gonna happen.
yeah,
Nobody, I don't care if they fucking like martial law. No one's going for a third shutdown.
yeah.
It's not gonna happen.
Yeah, for me, my point of view on it right now is it was deadly when it first started off, but it's the deadliness of it has tapered off so much so that people are kind of starting to just see the COVID situation as like the new flu or the new cold, which is kind of fucked up to say because 500,000 people still is a huge fucking number, But again, like it's not Black Plague or it's not like Spanish flu.
It's like
It's not just wasting us away.
you understand too. We come from we come from a society too where we are really adept at taking like losses.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
this
definitely.
is the country that has like mass
Shootings
shootings and stuff like that, and we
9/11.
just kind of just like we like, oh, that's sad, but we bat it off, and like
Mhm.
we're like, we basically are like the nation of like triage, where we're like, oh, like, yeah, some people have to die sometimes.
Yeah,
and,
shit happens.
shit happens, and like we are like we almost kind of follow the British model of like fucking keep calm and carry on, like
yeah.
in the U.S.
I know. It's fucked up. Like it's really fucked up to be saying that kind of shit. Like I understand, like a death's a death, but I feel like people forget that American culture stems from us winning world wars. Like our base, like national
Two-time
historical,
champs.
yeah, our national what is it? Our epic, our national epic is a real event that happened. That's World War II.
Well, not only that too, like for like as much as people like say like the deep state and like all this stuff, like the U.S. is pretty also like open to its defeats.
Yeah.
Too. Like we don't like super like celebrate like Vietnam and like the stalemate of Korea or the Bay of Pigs, but like when it happened, like those things, like first of all, like Vietnam was a game changer because it was
Definitely.
super politicized, and then like is televised, and then you had people who actually protested it, out in the open.
Yeah.
So it's a very divisive thing where, as a censored state, would not even like.
Yeah, China would not allow that
Yeah,
shit.
you would never allow something like that. So when people are like, "Oh, deep state cover-ups," I'm like, "Yeah, there's definitely some, but not like when it's something like at a scale like that where it's public, like the Bay of Pigs too was like it was a slap in the face of
Oh yeah,
fucking Kennedy. Like
yeah.
it was just like it was just like oh my god, like
Even like the War of 1812 too. It's all there. It's not washed away.
yeah,
Again, like in a communist state, or if the Nazis had won World War II. If a Nazi regime was still in power, they definitely would try to wash it away and try to rework it in a way where it would lessen the defeat and not just that, but rewrite the history so it would seem like there was no defeat. Where in
yeah.
American culture, it's more of like it's just open ended. Like you can look into it if you really care. It's there.
It almost mimics like the Romans when it comes to like the legionnaires,
Yeah.
where like basically like right now it's always support the troops.
Mhm.
Like like same thing, you always support the legionnaires because the legionnaires are the people who defend,
Yeah.
and even in their losses and in their victories, like you're still supposed to hold like like the idea of like military action in like high esteemed, win or lose. But yeah, it's like in the Batman and the Joker talks about like it's part of the plan. Like
Yeah.
we accept that if you people that are in the military can die and will die.
Yeah.
We also accept that the people that the areas they're deployed at, casualties will die.
Yeah.
And now in the public view too, because we're seeing like just like industrial like another form of industrialization through like the internet,
Mhm.
that there will be has when the country industrialized, as there were job losses and casual losses, as in people who jobs were now obsolete, and like certain the people the farmer that used the horse and buggy versus selling to the corporation to then mass produce cash crop
Yeah.
going by the wayside. We now look at it as like when like people get sick and stuff like that. Like,
Yeah.
oh well, there could have been preventative measures, but was it really cost effective? And
Yeah.
are we just fighting against going against the grain, or a form of cynical like advancement? Because now that these people get sick and they die, we could learn from how they got sick and die, and we're closer to like a remedy now.
Yeah, honestly, yeah, because the backdrop is that it's like we come from a culture of war, and you got to kind of like be tough about it, and people are gonna die, and it also kind of parallels the show we've been watching recently, which is Attack on Titan,
Mm-hmm.
where it's like in Attack on Titan, like you don't we did
Everybody says.
yeah, the characters don't really understand how the world works, and they're trying to figure it out, but the way they're figuring it out is by the cost of many lives,
Yeah,
because every life that they lose is another step closer of understanding the enemy. And for us, every life that we lose is understanding COVID. And it's morbid and it's fucked up to say because, again, an anime is a TV show where COVID and the 500,000 people that we've lost, those are real people, Like I was hanging out with my cousins, and one of my cousins was telling me that a high school friend of ours lost his dad to COVID, And it's like, yeah, we could speak about it and we could try to make it seem like, oh, yeah, it's lessening and all this other shit. But someone lost a dad. I almost lost my dad to COVID. We had COVID, and my dad looked like he was on the verge of dying,
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, it's kind of like, for my personal experience with COVID, it's kind of like, my dad doesn't take care of himself, He has predisposed conditions that he has been told that if complications occur, he could die from it, So if my dad was to have passed away from COVID, I would be heartbroken. Don't get me wrong. I love my dad. But at the same time, it's kind of like, bro, like, what did you expect?
Yeah. And it'd be kind of a thing, too, where you're like, do I stop living my life now, or would it be more of a tribute to him if I just kept on
going?
Going, and then maybe just like took care of my health a little bit more, but not let his death like
rule me,
hinder or like cripple you, make you have full of fear.
Yeah. And again, it's like it's so subjective and it's so personal to talk about that because again, everyone's different, because they say that one of the main leading causes of homelessness is a death in the family, So I could try to talk tough. I won't really know how it would affect me until I have to cross that bridge, but it's just kind of like me and him have had that conversation of like, he was telling me like, oh, if I die of COVID, like, it's whatever. He was telling me too. He's all like, if you're gonna go to
cardboard coffin.
Yeah, if you go to, because during the whole protest shit that was happening last year, I was telling him like I want to be out there, but I'm afraid that if I go out there, I'll get COVID, and when I come back home, I'll give it to you. And he straight up told me, he's like, no, like if you really believe that shit, go out there. If he gets COVID from me, he would be proud to have gotten COVID because he knows that his son was doing something that he believed in, you know. And again, it's fucking morbid and it's shitty to say because again, it's very personal. It's very self-centered that point of view between me and him because me and him have that kind of plan of like if he got COVID from me he would be okay with it, and if he passed away from COVID that he would understand that like, whoa, at least I passed away knowing that you were doing something, that was something active,
Dad would hold the biggest grudge.
and that's what I'm saying, see, because it's very like what's it called, case by case,
Yeah.
But yeah, my dad was telling me that he was like, if I died of COVID because you were doing something, like at least you did something and you were doing something that you believed in. And if I pass away, like homie, you gotta keep going. You got bills to pay and shit.
I mean, also too, it's kind of weird because we're like in this culture of like like the social invert where everyone just it's a thing now. Like stay home, go to work on Zoom, play online video games. Your kids play on tablets and stuff like that. So like it's like super like as a skateboarder too. I think it's like way more appreciated now when someone sees a grown man skating down the street because like I would say like maybe a decade or maybe 5 years ago, like that was like, oh come on dude, like what are you doing, like go to work, or like you're like really like really skateboard old
man
guy, like now it's like even like those dudes that like ride their bikes up and down the fucking street, like they block traffic, but still a lot of me too, I'm like, you know what, I'll wait.
Yeah, they're
couple
living.
extra. I'll wait a couple an extra light because I see a group of people who are out getting fucking exercise.
Yeah, they're living.
Exactly. They're living. They're doing what I want to do when I'm not at work. I want to be living too. So good for like. All right, cool. Fuck it.
But I totally understand the other point of view, where it's like we have to shut in and we have to stay separate from one another because we would hope that would make the pandemic go away faster. But at the same, it's like that would only work if we were all doing it at the same time, And Trump fucked all that up because Trump was all like, oh, let the governors figure it out. There was no federal mandate or any federal plan on how to quarantine or if we were going to quarantine together, Because even if us Californians did our best, which we did, to hinder COVID's progression, Florida was still open, You have the middle of the country that's still fucking around with the idea and the concept of is it real, is it not real? So even if we shut up, we shuttered ourselves in. As soon as we went out and someone from Florida came back to California or visited California, it would just do all away the progress that we did as a fucking, as a collective and a community.
I mean, but people have to travel for work and commerce anyways. So there's really no way to like.
You would have to shut everything down, and then you would have to. Yeah, and that's not happening because, first of all, the government that we have won't allow us to get stimulus checks. The government won't pay us to stay safe, you know what I mean? So, of course, we're going to have to still keep working. My dad worked throughout the whole fucking pandemic.
Me too.
And that's the only reason that I got COVID was because his ass was out there,
I was kind of juiced. I was like, oh. Like, the day, like, they started saying things for shutting down, like, UPS printed out, like, a sheet, like, you are an essential employee.
Yeah.
Like, you will show up to work every day, and here's a piece of paper if someone stops you.
And then it said, like, Starship Troopers on the top or something. Or you become a citizen if you keep doing this shit.
It had the Federation logo. The eagle that's made, like, out of a bomber.
Yeah, bro. The bug is actually COVID now.
The bug is COVID.
But that's the thing is, like, we can try our best to do it by the book when it comes to our response to COVID or a plague, But it's like, how far can we go? Because I did it, when it first showed up back in last year. I quit my job, or I didn't quit my job. I was talking to my employer. My employer allowed me.
Your employer beat you to the punch.
Yeah, my
he
employer.
Knew I was quitting, so he's like, you know what? I'm gonna do you a favor. You gone.
Yeah. He pretty much cut me loose because it's a family business and we all know each other like that, But like I said, my dad willingly stayed, and I stayed in. Like, I didn't see people for months. I was just doing the thing that I was supposed to do, and it didn't matter because I got COVID from my fucking dad. You know what I mean? So it's just like, no matter how much we want to say that, like, oh, like, you guys stay in and wear the mask and think about people's families and shit, the response as a whole, as a nation, was so half-assed and so just, like, Wild West, like, aesthetic that, Yeah, like it really doesn't. At this point right now, where we're at in 2021, it's like, homie, like in a weird way, we got herd immunity because people were not really taking it seriously, and now we have the vaccine, and now it's starting to get warmer. So, fuck it, you know. What can we do? With fucking live. Like we
Yeah.
gotta just go out there now.
I'm over it. I'm like over it.
Me
I'm
too.
over it.
And
I'm
I-
over talking about it. I'm over like just like I'll do whatever the health guidelines say, obviously. But
Yeah.
I'm fucking over it.
Yeah, because again, like even if you're like, oh well, at least wear a mask and stay 6 feet apart, bro. It's known the masks really don't even it doesn't really do anything.
I mean, it helps.
It lessens it, but it doesn't
helps-
completely
It helps us like obviously the mask. If you're
does
for
something.
real, it will block it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like it's not like when they show like the spray.
Yeah.
Obviously, it does block. Like wearing masks during this shit obviously does.
It lessens
It
it.
does lessen it, but yeah, like we need
You-
antibody.
Antibodies, but again, like the one thing that was supposed to happen that we were supposed to do was the government was supposed to activate, tell us all, okay, we're gonna take 2 months where everyone just stays in, right? We're gonna get essential workers and we're gonna have the military come in and pretty much do all the shit that needs to be done, and everyone's gonna get checks so they can keep their lights on and they can keep their houses, their roofs over their fucking heads.
Dude, if like
And it's not. And again, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but it's not that crazy that the military could do that because that's what Reagan did with the fucking the airplane controllers when they're.
the TSA when they went on strike.
Yeah, right. They fucking went on strike. Reagan fired them all, and then he got the fucking military in there to do all that shit. And then he fucking got new people to come in and pretty much take over the shit that those union workers wanted. You know, wanted to make better benefits for them and their families. But Reagan was like, nah, fuck that. That same type of shit that Reagan did, Trump could have done. He could have just shut everything down, sent the military in, had everyone wear masks, you know,
Yeah.
and fucking just let everyone stay inside for 2 months, and we would have been way better off right now than we are now with the 500,000 deaths we have on our hands.
Yeah, I mean,
you know
if,
what I'm
if
saying?
there's no lesson learned. It's like look at Katrina.
Yeah,
Like
definitely. The
like-
government, I'm probably gonna end up on a list or a fucking Ecuador fucking embassy saying this
that's what's
shit.
up.
But the fucking government doesn't give a fuck about you. It doesn't give a fuck about me. Biden and Trump are on the same fucking team. And just like Carlin said, and we're not a part of that team. Don't trust the fucking government. Don't fucking think that, oh yeah, if I vote Democrat, if I vote Republican, bro, you're better off shoving your thumb up your ass and fucking spinning a circle if you're thinking that the Republicans or the Democrats are ever gonna fucking help you. They don't give a fuck about you. They might fuck you, but they don't give a fuck about you. Sorry.
Fuck your daughters.
Fuck your sons and your daughters, 'cause they're raping everybody out here.
You got a hole, you're down. Yeah, like but fuck all that shit. Like I'm so over talking about that.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, honestly.
So yeah, like we can talk about for sure that show, Attack on Titan.
Attack on Titan,
And
yeah.
My criticism of it. Is,
Yeah.
Yeah, like this is why I don't watch anime.
It's just classic anime tropes.
It's just too much filler. It's too much buying time. When you're like, just get to
Bro.
the fucking story and action. That's all I need. I need you to be on a movie budget
Timeline.
where there's time is money, dude. And you like, there's too much. Like that's the thing. Like it's like too much inner monologuing, too
Mhm.
much like fucking like backstory and all this shit. And it's like
You just
it's
want
like it's filler.
Yeah,
and
you
it really is. Like you just want get to the fucking
point.
point. There's like seriously, there'll be episodes where I'm like, they could have done this in one episode, and it took 3 episodes to do.
Oh man, that was my gripe with Dragon Ball Z and Goku turning Super Saiyan. Even as a kid, I was like, get on with
yeah.
it, bro. Like what the fuck? But I mean, the Japanese love their fucking suspense. They love just milking that.
Well, it's like a soap opera. A soap opera
Yeah.
doesn't get to the point either.
That's what I tell my mom every time I'm about to watch a new episode. I'm like, oh, my soap opera's coming on, so I gotta watch it.
Yeah, and like the same thing. It's very much like a soap opera. Where
Yeah.
he's building tension, but the thing is that the expectation has to pay off.
Mm-hmm. I think it does.
For me, a lot of times it does.
Does it?
I don't
Aw.
like a lot of times. Like, get to the
You
like,
could have, yeah, didn't need
get-
so much.
Yeah, who gives a fuck?
Yeah.
Get to the fucking point. I mean, that's why Game of Thrones throws fucking people fucking in there because they gotta
Yeah.
keep people's attention.
Tension,
you know,
yeah.
like if there's like no nudity and no fucking, like a lot of episodes would be just like fucking washed over. Like
True, true.
Fuck it.
I'm definitely a weeb. Like I definitely was raised on anime, so I don't enjoy it, but it's like I'm indifferent to all the exposition and all the filler things because I actually get like enthralled by like the mystery and like what's gonna happen and all this other shit. But at the same time, I've been kind of like programmed to like accept that storytelling. You know.
Yeah, you know me. I'm more of a like, if there's daylight outside, I need to be outside.
Yeah.
'Cause there's only so much daylight. I like to sleep in as it is, and then I gotta go
Yeah.
skate. I want to go skateboarding. I want to like do something.
See, I
with the
didn't
daylight.
skateboard as a kid.
Yeah.
I was always inside, or not always inside, but I was okay with staying inside. I rode my bike a lot, but
Yeah, me too. Like I went for a bike ride the other day, and it's like
There's
especially as older I get, I like definitely like, man, there's less time for me to be like active. So I need to use all this time to like, when people are like talking about video games or like certain, like if there's a show where like, because I have all the bootleg stuff,
yeah,
like if I want to watch
Allegedly.
a show, I can just watch it at night and whatever, and I get through it in like a day or two, and I'm like, okay, that's a good story, or it's not,
yeah,
and it'll catch my interest. And I'll rewatch it again if I like it or not. But like people are like, oh, dude, I'm just like, we log in and fucking play Xbox for like 6 hours straight. I'm like, fuck that shit.
yeah.
Like that. Like, it's
Not-
such a waste, man.
It's not up your alley. Yeah, see, I definitely can do that. I used when I was a kid, I used to play The Sims nonstop, or I'd play PlayStation or just video games in general nonstop. That's what I did when I was doing the quarantine last year. All I would do is just be shut in playing Stellaris, fucking space games and shit like that.
But just like I said, when as my time had been off from work on the disability, like and I enjoyed taking my walks. Like I enjoy living in this neighborhood. I'm enjoying buying this house in this neighborhood because I can go on walks. I'm enjoying walks.
There you go.
I used to like never want to do that. Now I'm like, oh yeah, I want to go on my morning. And it's kind of like almost this time off disability is like almost been like maybe a precursor to what like retirement life could be like.
Yeah.
Where you get a routine, you go for a walk. Maybe obviously because I can't do certain things like I would be doing on disability, so like I'm less mobile.
Yeah.
So then like I like figure out what activities you can do that are maybe if I had arthritis or something like that, or like wasn't as mobile to do anymore. But yeah, man, like I don't know, I just can't get into it. And like these kids are growing up with like the whole like Minecraft life.
Oh,
and, like,
yeah.
just tablet life, and it's like
I tried playing Minecraft, and I don't understand that game at all because there's no objectives.
Well, that's the thing. That's why I think kids like it, is because there is no objectives. It's just whatever you want to build.
I need someone to tell me what to do.
It's just pure like creation. It's like pure creation sandbox, and like that's all it is. And then the whole thing is to show off to other people what you made,
created.
Yeah,
I get, but for me, the reason I say that is because I feel like if you're a kid and that's the kind of video game environment you come up in, like Minecraft, where it's just like, oh, you with your own devices come up with what you want to do. I feel like it makes it so much easier for you to be like one of those people that becomes a shut-in and just plays video games all the time.
I think what it is too, it's like kids when they had you're younger, you had Legos. This is digital Legos basically, where you just have the system and you build whatever the hell you want, and then you get satisfaction for either completing what you built or then learning tricks or skills, like a skill set to how to build faster or more efficient with less things. Or so I think that's also like a draw to it especially as a kid. Like like I can imagine like if I had that, dude. Oh my god, yeah, I would have fucking never left the house.
Definitely, yeah.
I've been there all day, and then now you get you if you're smart enough or you have an adult with you, you can then like upload it and share it with other people, and then like they can send you their stuff, and then be like, oh, like there's a community now that goes with this. So now I'm not only competing maybe against what I can do, but what others can do as well.
And not just that, though, but you do get a community, so you get like positive reinforcement. You make social connections that way.
Yeah, I remember when I was younger, my mom made me 2 pen pals.
Oh yeah.
Oh, so fucking terrible. 'Cause I always got kids who were like super younger than me. And like it was always the same thing. It was like, my name is so and so, and I'm like 4 years younger than you, and like my mom says I need a pen pal, and like I was like, yep, my mom said the same thing. Like, it'll help me write better, and then like same thing like. One day I hope to get to Disneyland. There's always people who were in California. So it was like, one day I hope that I can go to Disneyland. Like that was like a common trope. It was like, one day I live in a landlocked state, and
It sucks to be you.
Exactly. And I'm like trying to give like a description of where I live and what I do and all this stuff and like
There's gunshots
what
every
about
day.
like you? And then
Yeah.
the same thing like I'm a child. Like
I'm a child.
like well in the time I was a kid too. I was probably
Mm.
like 10 or 11.
Oh, jeez, yeah, you were young.
I was super young when I was doing this.
Fuck,
and I
man.
just remember just being like so anticlimactic. So anticlimactic when I would get this. Cause at first I was excited because like this is like I was like I'm gonna make a friend that I'll never meet.
Mhm.
So maybe I'll get like photos from cool places. Cause like
Yeah.
like dude, I've always kind of been obsessed with traveling,
Mhm.
but like even at a young age.
Mm.
So kind of that was like a cheap way to travel
Okay.
in a kid's way where you can send a story where you're from. And then that's what I always hoped. I hoped I would get some like photos from a different place.
Okay.
So even if it was like a different state, I would just hope I would get like a fucking description or a photo, and then I can do the same thing. I can send
Yeah.
photo description for like where my neighborhood and where I live and stuff like that. And
You like send landscapes.
yeah, this is way before I found out like these kids could actually be adults.
No.
But yeah, there used to be a thing too where people would write to like convicts too.
Oh no.
Kids like try to
No.
let's harden them up and stuff like that, let them know they
Yeah.
have like a person on the outside that like cares about them and stuff.
Oof.
But like but the I for sure got kids because their handwriting was shit and like it's like the same thing like my name is so and so, I like baseball, I live like in the Midwest, and one day I hope to go to Disneyland. I really would like.
Can I crash at your place if
yeah,
I do
exactly.
go to
Like,
Disneyland?
you're from California, so you must live right next door to it.
California's huge.
Yeah, but like I would I would get it. And I remember it was like through a magazine. My mom
High times.
got me a subscription. No, it was called World Magazine.
Oh.
I remember it specifically because that's what it was. It was like a magazine about kids and like just different programs that help like do community stuff for kids.
Okay.
Kind of like a Boys and Girls Club or just like a lot of like kids groups and stuff like that. And I remember I would just look in the magazine. I would see like different kids doing different cities, different states, and stuff like that.
Mhm.
Different countries too.
Okay.
And so that's what it was called. And all it was like a kids travel magazine basically.
Mm.
And I got a pen pal through that.
Oh shit.
Through that magazine. That magazine would set up the pen pal system.
What?
And I remember I would get the envelope too, and I'd be like, yes, finally. Like I get to like, and dude, I was seriously like, I was just swiping left on every. Never wrote back to the same kid ever. Fucking like, because I was just so like not like impressed.
Invested, yeah.
So like if it was an app, I would just be swiping on them. I never wrote back to the same kid. I swear to God, never wrote back to the same kid. I was always like next. Cast a wide net. Throw it out there.
It's a numbers game, right?
Yeah, dude. I just like throw it out there. Never saved any info. I was like, I would just do it. Was I would open it up and I would just get. I'm like, oh fuck, it's written with
fucking
crayon.
hilarious.
Like, great, here we go. And I'm like, yep, you bet, yep. Landlocked, tight. All right.
Yeah,
Never saw the
5'5", too
coast.
short.
Oh, what a shame. Rip it up. Next.
Art, bro, you're a heartbreaker.
I'm serious. Like I was like, that's so boring.
Yeah. Did you travel a lot as a kid?
No,
like, did your
never.
parents like no?
No, we did do every year, though. And when I learned about this also was like my mom and dad would take us on vacation, but it was always like camping or the Disneyland.
Okay.
Or
So
like
you did go.
or some kind of like yeah, we would do like.
You did go to
Dude,
Disneyland.
I felt like super ungrateful when I started talking to kids like when I got older.
Yeah.
Cause like, dude, like it would be to the point where like my mom and dad are like, we're going to Disneyland again. I'm like, oh my, like me and my brothers are like, again, like, oh, can we go somewhere else instead? Like super like ungrateful. Like we do something else, come on. And like so they started like gapping it. Like I must have gone to Disneyland at least like 6 or 7 times in my life.
God damn.
We go like, okay, and they're like, okay, we'll go to Universal Studios too, or we'll go to like Knott's Berry Farm, or we're going to San Diego, and like we'll make like a 3-day trip out of it.
Yeah.
We'll start like and then like dude, I would meet people who've like never been. Like our vacation we went to go visit like my aunt who lives like in Nevada.
Yeah.
And stuff like that, and then like
How-
we would always like I've never been. The first time I was on a plane was on my own dime.
Yeah.
Like so we never flew anywhere and like that. We never went to Disney World or like grand like cross country and like that.
Yeah.
But Yeah, I remember when I would start. I used to date somebody when I was really younger, and I remember it was a big deal that I took her to Disneyland because her
Aw.
mom and dad was a big fucking
Never went.
never went like
Oh,
nowhere
man.
like like just like that's
That-
like especially if they're like first generation.
Yeah.
That's like a big thing. Like like
Yeah, we travel. I wouldn't say we traveled a lot, but yeah, we would go on vacations like Disneyland and stuff. But I always felt like when me and my family would go out, it was always like troublesome or like problematic in a way. Like it was just not a good time. So I feel like that's why now as an adult, I'm like whatever about like traveling, because I'm like it's a hassle. That's what I'm trying to say. Not problematic. It was more of a. It was always a hassle when me and my family would go on vacations. Also, our vacation spots were Mexicali and Disneyland, so it was just like Stockton or Mexicali, and it's kind of like that's not the best environment for a child.
yeah.
Also, casinos. A lot of casinos. Did not enjoy that at all as a kid.
um.
You can only play Time Crisis so many times before
I
you're
remember
just like,
my
fuck
friend,
this.
my friend Eric. He would go to casinos a lot, and he'd always talk to like they're the best thing ever because
Fuck no.
basically like what would happen with his family is like they would go gambling, and they would just throw him a bill and be like
Mhm.
go to like all the casinos in Nevada had like arcades.
Yeah, but
And
was
he
he by? Would he buy when they would leave him? They leave him by himself?
They'd be like I think he went to like the Count of Vita, so like the upstairs is the arcade, downstairs is the casino,
Mm-hmm.
but it's all like an open like so yeah like he would just
He's by himself.
and he thought I remember he would tell like I remember I asked my mom and dad like even they're like would you take me to a casino and they're like no we don't think like you would have fun there because
Yeah,
like,
bro.
we think that you would just be and I even too I was like because I didn't think I would like it either because I just thought like I said like I used to go to my grandfather's VFW bar and
Yeah.
get like secondhand smoke. That's what I thought it was. I thought casinos were just giant bars with like
Yeah.
gambling. So it's just old people getting secondhand smoke from. So I was like, that sounds not fun.
I remember when I would be in the casino arcades and shit. All I would think was, if only I could leave. I would have so much more fun if I could just leave. Like if I could just roam around and shit.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, like you walk around those arcades like 2 times and you're just over it. Like fuck this. But I mean, like I fucking perfected a Star Wars game, so I used to be able to play a Star Wars game off of one coin.
I just fucking love that game.
the X-wing one.
Yeah, the one that is like
Yeah.
Atari.
Yep.
It's just lines.
No,
Um,
I'm talking about the big one.
the pod.
This is not like a pod, but it's like a whole ass like you go to the Death
Okay.
Star.
Yeah, it's the one where
Andor.
Andor. Yeah, but I'm talking about the
The
Atari one, the
early
one that
one,
was
yeah.
like lines, and the
Yeah.
controller was like a two-handed one.
I know which one you're talking about. No, I'm talking about the more cinematic
That one,
Bro, I was like, I could play that motherfucker with my eyes closed. I got so good at that motherfucker.
Yeah.
That one and the pod race one too.
that one I never got because the first one was like it was a TIE fighter controls.
Yeah.
Like you were piloting an X-wing, and the X-wing is a joystick and a throttle, and the TIE fighter is the two handles. So I was like, whatever. But that's the closest thing I ever got to being like, like everybody wants to be a X-wing pilot.
Pilot, yeah.
That was the closest thing. I was like, fuck yeah, let's
Yeah.
do this shit.
I fucking lived it, man. I was a
Um,
rebel
Yeah,
with the scum
But
and
yeah,
the
like
villainy.
that's, me wanting to travel is definitely something that was in my mind as an age, and then like
As a kid, you mean?
as a kid, like
Yeah.
coming up, I just because I just wanted I wanted to see what was out there.
Yeah.
Like I wanted because your parents always tell you stuff like you have it so good, or like do I really have it so good? I gotta see what how other people are doing it, or like
Yeah.
or just like you just want to know.
Yeah.
You just want to know what's out there, and I thought like when I was in high school, I wanted to like go into the medical career,
Mhm.
and the only reason I wanted to do it is because I had a cousin that was a nurse, and he would travel. He would do
Okay.
backpacking, and I'm like, that's what I want to do. So I just had to figure out what job would give me time off or enough money to save up so I could travel. And then
Yeah.
if that didn't work out, I even thought about like becoming like a longshoreman.
A longshoreman.
Just like either learning a trade like a journeyman or something like that, and then like just jumping on a ship for so long, and I would either get to see the world through ports, or I would like save money up, and then when I got my shore leave,
Mm-hmm.
I would just dip and not whatever. But yeah,
See-
like I was lucky enough that what really started my traveling is like I was lucky enough that my friend like went to school on the other side of the coast.
Yeah.
He went to school on the East Coast. So the first time I'm like, let's go visit him.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah, fuck it. Why wouldn't I go visit someone that lives on the other side of the
Of the
continent?
content. Yeah.
And then like from there too, like first time I went out of the country, he was like, went to go visit him.
Mm.
And just
Yeah.
he's like, I have a couch you can sleep on. I was like,
I'm there, homie.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, for me, it's exactly what you just said. It was the same thing for me, but what I experienced was the reality of it. So my parents would be like, "Yeah, you have it so much better out here," and now I'm out here in Stockton, bro. It's fucking hell, and you're telling me that's worser out there. And it's not just the fantasy, because it would take me, and I would see Mexicali firsthand. I'd just be like, "Oh my god, like the fucking world sucks. Like fuck this shit." And every time that they try to take me out there, I'd always fight them. I'd be like, "I don't want to go out there, man. Like I don't want to deal with all that, you know."
Maybe too. Also, maybe a little bit of it was like, if you go somewhere else, you can be a new person.
Yeah, nah, not for me.
I'm saying, like,
Oh, yeah,
you
if
go
you
to a
try-
new
yeah,
place,
vacation.
you're a new person.
Yeah,
now.
you could be
You're-
whoever you want.
Yeah, exactly. And
Yeah.
you're just like, yeah, just like also skateboarding too. Like skate videos really put that in your mind that like you want to see you want to see other parks, you want to see skate spots from other cities that you see in the videos.
Man,
You want to go you want to like go visit Love Park. You want to go visit Burnside. You want to go, you know, see like New York City and skate
Yeah,
it. And like I
yeah.
got to do that. That was fucking amazing. You
yeah,
know, like,
that's dope, man.
you know,
I hate to be depressing or dreadful, but yeah, for me it was not that. Again, like not that. Like I would just watch historical shit, you know. So I would just be like, "Oh yeah, World War II, the world's fucking out to get me," and I'd go to Mexicali and I'd be like, "Yep," and I'd go to casinos and I'd be like, "This sucks." So as an adult, I was just like, I just don't really want to go anywhere. Also, the only time we ever did leave anywhere that wasn't Mexicali was to Seattle. And we were there when the the fucking riots were happening, or not the riots, but the protests were happening. WTO, yeah. I
WTO.
saw that shit as a kid. Toy Story 2 was coming out. And I remember I was excited for that, and we were downtown, and we saw all the people just fucking freaking out. And I was just like, yeah, I don't want to
You know what I'm really grateful
deal
for?
with this. But
My parents took me to SeaWorld, so I got to see fucking killer whales in fucking captivity.
oh yeah, that too. My parents were always
So
taking me to that shit.
yeah, they took me to that. We went to Marine World
And
in
I'd
Vallejo, and then we
never-
went to SeaWorld also in San Diego. And like, yeah, I get to tell people, hey, guess what? I got to saw killer whales in
was-
captivity.
Yeah,
And you don't.
I brought that's definitely an experience that people will never have ever again.
You know, I mean,
I was
I didn't.
just-
I wasn't privy to Blackfish, the documentary, back then when I was a kid. So
Yeah,
I didn't know. I seriously thought the whales were just like low key, like maybe like dumb.
Mhm.
Like we caught dumb whales. That's like how hard is it to catch a whale? It must be really hard. So we caught these ones. Maybe we just caught like the dumb whales, and like they weren't like we're doing them a favor. Like they weren't gonna survive in the wild by them. Like
Shit,
you know, like we
bro.
caught the runts of the litter.
Wow,
And,
you're
like-
you're optimistic
And
as
yeah,
fuck.
yeah. It's a story you gotta tell yourself, right?
Yeah.
They want to be here. They want to be in this. You know, they had the whole ocean to swim in, and they just got this tank now. And maybe there's like a bigger tank that I don't see that they go into at nighttime. Like maybe they hoist them out and they put them in the
man.
bigger tank.
Yeah.
Yeah, that doesn't exist. Fuck no.
No, fuck no. Those whales were. Yeah, again, as a kid, my parents would take me out to that shit, and they'd be happy. Again, because they're immigrants, you know, so to them, it's like a fantastical thing.
I was one of those kids that got to go fucking do like when they get a volunteer for the seal.
No, fuck
I
no.
was so juiced about
Oh,
that. Had
hell
to feed
no.
him.
Oh, yeah, I was a scaredy ass kid, so, like, any, like, shit, like, it wasn't fun for me, bro. And then when I would see the dolphins and the orcas, I would just be bummed. I'd just be like, these fucking things don't want to be here. Even as a
Oh,
kid, I fucking knew.
Wrote myself a lie in my head. I was like, they're so happy to be here.
Yeah, I guess I
They're
was just.
so happy
I was
to
just
be here.
even from a young age, because of my uncles and my cousins, I was just exposed to like just a pessimistic point of view for life, you know. And my parents, when they would try, it's kind of sad now when I think about it, because they were trying to make it fun and happy for me, you know. But it was just reinforcing my my negative mindset of the world. Like, nah, fuck this shit. We live in hell. Fuck all this,
I
you
was the
know.
whole opposite. I so much made myself a lie in my head. And was like, they're so lucky to be here.
Maybe that's why we get along so well, because we're like the two sides of the coin, you know. You're very happy, and I'm very sad.
And I was like, no, but I'm saying it's obvious a lie. But as a
No,
kid,
yeah,
you're like,
definitely.
oh man, so happy to be here. Dude. Like, they're so juiced to be here. They're so juiced to be here for me and see
For
me.
me.
Just for me.
Oh man, that's great. That's great.
No, but yeah, like that. There's like the things that like now the new brave world of we live in. But yeah, like that's kind of what like I just knew I had to just go see. And I'm glad. I think it's like I know it's kind of like some people think maybe it's like maybe a pompous thing, but like
Mhm.
I do wish I wish at least people should have the chance at least once in their life to just get out of their fucking country.
Yeah.
Go anywhere.
Mhm.
Go anywhere that's not the U.S. Go to fucking Canada or go to Mexico. Just go anywhere that's not the U.S. and experience another way of life, another
Yeah.
culture, and come back and be like, you don't have to be like fucking up your ass, like so like I'm so worldly now, and America isn't shit. I went to fucking Europe and I had fucking tapas and like oh my god, like the
Yeah.
metric system. But just like it does, it just gives you like it makes you feel more grateful when you come back.
Definitely.
You definitely like
Definitely.
appreciate everything a little more, and then it just like gets you a little more open to like maybe there are other ways of thinking in life, and it's okay. I mean, if you go to like Saudi Arabia or something like that, maybe it's not.
Yeah.
So like,
let's not bring them up. Remember the last we lost 2 episodes because we brought them up last
I'm
time.
just saying, like, these women
allegedly
should not be showing their fucking face. Like,
okay, all right. Jesus, I'm trying to monetize this thing.
Yeah, man.
But no, I heard a comedian.
Hide your shame with your ankles out.
Okay. I forget what comedian it was, but they were saying something along
like
the
10,
lines.
so.
It was along the lines of like, I don't understand why people in the United States bitch and complain when they live in the equivalent of Disneyland, the country. And I'm like, yeah, that is very true.
We like have an abundance of fat people.
Yeah.
And we
obese. Let's not say fat.
No, fuck that. We have a bunch of fat motherfuckers, and like life is so catered towards them. You could be, dude. You can be a.
Oh man, I feel like this is
no,
gonna.
You can be a very
this
successful
is gonna be
fat
very
person.
Bad. Okay. Uh-huh.
You can be be an immobile fat person and be very successful in life in the United States. That is not the case anywhere else in the world.
True.
Like you can you get a special parking spot. You have a rascal that'll take you where you need to go.
Oh damn, yeah.
And you can be a really good accountant. And that's okay.
And even now more with Zoom, like you really don't even gotta really go out anymore.
Yeah, and then you can take 2 spots up on the fucking plane, be an asshole, and like I say, we cater to it.
God.
And anywhere else, like. Mm-hmm. I'm not saying we should have a purge or anything like that, but maybe we should have a day where maybe.
All right, I think I might. All right,
we just allow.
Oh, we're gonna have to hard cut right now.
No, I'm saying like this. I've talked to other people.
If all of a sudden the podcast just abruptly cuts, you know why?
I'm just saying we should have a day where we have mountain lions and we just like put them into town and let everybody know. It's like a running of the bulls.
It's like when they chase the mongoose or whatever. They like go squash ferrets or some shit like that.
Are you talking about the Simpsons episode?
The
Snake Day?
Snake Day, yeah.
Whacking Day.
Whacking Day, yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Oh, man.
But, yeah, we just, if you get caught fucking slipping.
All right, so now we got to do segue into our sponsors because it's about that time for the ad read.
Yeah.
Actually, we should have done this a long time ago because we're already at 20 minutes. But our first sponsor is going to be for... Whacking Day, sponsored by Warhammer 40K.
No, it'd be what's his name? Barry White.
Barry White?
He's in the episode.
Oh, well, that's the episode. I'm talking about the sponsor of today, and that's Whacking Day, sponsored by Warhammer 40K Tabletops Workshops, most intriguing IP. And if you use the promo code WhackMeSome, you'll get 50% off of a what is that fucking a Plague Hammer. So Plague Axe. You'll get a Plague Axe, and you'll be able to whack a couple
Nurgle. COVID for Nurgle.
Couple snakes and or people. Anyways, any other sponsors?
Shout outs to SeaWorld, which I guess maybe has manatees now.
Oh God!
Is that the big attraction, like a manatee?
Manatees.
You know how they come back? We
ride manatees.
No, we start engineering bigger alligators. Bring back, we do Jurassic Park.
We can splice their DNA.
That's how Marine Worlds come back. We return to the swampland. And you just breed retardedly big alligators.
And we'll splice their DNA with Jeffrey Dahmers, so they're like very like skittish and murderers.
Yeah, I mean that's what's gonna happen. Now we took the whales and dolphins away. You gotta because nobody gives a fuck about alligators, right? Fuck them. Fuck alligators.
Shit.
Alligators are dinosaur leftovers.
Yeah,
fuck
them. They're failures. It's time for the mammals to rise and
they never die.
Ride. Yeah,
they just as long as they have a steady food supply, they just keep living and living and living.
It's like a plant. But yeah, fuck reptiles.
Anyone that's like an alligator hugger or whatever. Or
yeah, hug an alligator.
Yeah.
Go hug a crocodile.
Yeah.
See how that turns out. Wow, they got very vicious for no reason.
They taste decent.
They do. Have you ever had the jerky?
I've had just alligator.
Alligator?
Like it's boiled and then it's like cooked.
Yeah, pretty good.
Yeah.
Anyways, those were our sponsors. Sorry if we come off very aggressive.
Yep.
But any other topics we have on hand?
So we were talking about
your hand, bro.
Yeah,
careful
now. Let's see. What can we talk about that's fucking cool? Besides
or funny.
Besides Alligator Land, which
That's actually a really good
which
idea.
is trademark, by the way. That's coming
There's
up.
the alligator pits and then the LARPing for God,
Labyrinth for Christ.
LARPing for Christ fields and shit.
Yeah, let's talk about what would be like your ideal amusement park.
I don't even know, dude.
Really?
I don't even. I'd be like, all right, personally, like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna get real personal with it. It would be something where like,
A simulator.
no, it wouldn't be a simulator. It would be like a simulation, but it would be like you relive World War One. Like you're in a trench with like dudes and shit.
Okay, so like a Westworld kind of vibe.
Yeah.
Okay.
But like super,
There we go,
you know,
see.
super realistic. I don't want to live that, but I've always been fascinated by that time in history. So I would love to be like in a trench with like other dudes and just being like, oh, this fucking sucks. There's flies everywhere. But you know,
yeah, like that's what when I got. I'm not, like I said, not a big Disneyland person, but
Mhm.
when they were talking about that Star Wars hotel in Florida,
Oh,
where it was
yeah.
like super immersive.
Yeah,
Like that's what I would like. I would like a Westworld-esque, like super immersive, like
definitely.
like theme. And if it was like I hoped it was like in Star Wars, where you just like everyone shows up and then they give you like some gear to wear, and then like you just walk around and like you know you're immersed in like the Star Wars universe.
Bro, you could make that so fun. Like you could get roles too. Like you could be an Imperial, or you could be
Yeah.
a Rebel and stuff.
But
and
like
you-
if like you're just like, oh, you just get 3 days, 2 nights and 3 days at this immersive like place and stuff like that, and
Mhm.
then all the attractions are themed to that. Like it'd be cool, like and then they'd be like, and then you go back to your reality, and then there'd be less like weirdo people like trying to
Yeah.
like do weird shit.
yeah,
And they should, like I said, like it should just like whatever your thing is. Like if you're a Game of Thrones person, and there should be like a Westworld for
mhm.
you, or if you're like a
LA gangster.
yeah, there should be a Fast and the Furious
yeah, yeah.
Westworld. So like all the fucking lame, and then we like that'd be the thing.
Lame.
Like all the fucking normie lame people go, oh my god, you went to Fast and Furious again? Jesus Christ,
Yeah, bro, I'd be living in
Family.
a World War One. Yeah, World War One world for a minute.
that'd be cool. I would like that. I would like an immersive like theme park.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, 'cause I can't, because like when you ask me like, oh, like what kind of amusement park, like I don't really, the idea of amusement parks, like yeah, they're fun. Don't get me wrong. I
Not
like
like
getting
a
on
super, like-
rides and shit.
Not like where it has to be just like a ride.
Right,
Attraction,
yeah,
but
that's
like
what I'm saying.
attractions, like what would you
Yeah.
like to go check out? Like and like,
Yeah.
oh, this is like my break.
That or also a Jurassic Park. I know that sounds hella basic, but yeah, being able to just ride on a tram, a tram, what is it?
Tram.
A tram, and just watch dinosaurs, like real dinosaurs though, like living their lives and shit. I'd be into that too, you know. But I feel like that'd be more Old Man Bob.
But
thing.
would you be like I said, if it was more like a Westworld and they were all like super good, like super like believable animatronics, would that be like good enough for you?
As long as it's scientifically accurate, like 100%, yeah, I'd be fine with that.
Oh yeah, see that'd be fucking
Yeah,
sick.
but if it's like that fucking like Jurassic Park logic where it's like, oh, well, they're kind of spliced with frogs and they look more reptilian than they actually were, I'd be, it's just Monster Park, you know? I actually want to see like legit like dinosaurs, you know? So I want to see feathers and I want to see, you know, like shit like that.
Would you go to like would you go to a theme park where you're like
I don't like that laugh,
a
dude.
rival, like you're like fucking like Cartel Land,
Oh man, I don't know.
and you have to be
Oh.
like your own, like you're like the jefe, and like
Oh no, I don't
you
know.
do like cartel stuff.
I don't know, dude. That like World War One is kind of more like for my nation, and Cartosha is more of like by my nuts kind of shit. Like
Yeah, I'm saying no. There's like I'm saying like, would you do it?
that's a dicey one, bro.
They gave you like a fucking gold fucking like.
That's the
Desert
thing.
Eagle.
No, see, because that's just what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Like
huge ass belt
morally,
buckle.
morally, I don't know if I could do it because
But,
I
like,
know where it comes
But
from.
they made it. What if they made it like Okay, would you do Viet Cong one?
Yeah, like if I would be a Viet Cong. Fuck it, yeah,
And you
yeah.
just fucking like do
'Cause
some
it-
dramatic shit.
Yeah, I definitely, because it's very specific, like what I'm thinking, you know, because like it's like for country or it's for like an ideology, you
Uh-huh.
know, where cartel shit's more of like, oh, I think I'm a big guy, I think I'm a jefe, you know.
Yeah.
I don't think like that. So if I was
Yeah.
to be like in a
Well,
cartel
I'm saying like
world,
we don't think like I'm saying like that. That's how you would judge. I think that's how you would judge people. Like,
people, yeah, like
we wouldn't go to the Fast and Furious land,
yeah,
but
I
the
wouldn't.
people that did, and the photos they would have brought back. Oh my god! I mean, yeah.
roast them,
Fuck,
yeah.
yeah, like your coworker went to
Yeah.
Fast. Like, no, fuck yeah, you did. Fuck, I know you went to fucking, got a fucking season pass. Fucking-
We all know what you
your
do.
fucking fake
every
tribal
other-
tattoo costume you put on, and you fucking
family.
family.
But yeah, I mean, I would be interested, you know, but I
What would be your like your anti theme park? Like, what like, what's your
no.
fast? What's like what you would be like? Oh my god, so lame.
being a king, like an aristocrat.
Like medieval times, basically.
Yeah.
Really?
Like being a king in medieval times and just being like on the hall and just being like, I'm the best shit ever. I would fucking hate that.
Oh yeah.
Like people catering
Milord.
to me. Yeah, my lord. And
Milord.
getting to fuck every wench I see and shit. Just be like, I wouldn't want to be David Lee Roth. That's pretty much, you know.
I think that you hit the nail on the hammer. I would say 80s hair metal
Yeah, anything that's over
theme
decadent
part.
and
Like
shit.
yeah, anything that has to do with like super like machismo fucking
Yeah.
like I'm the main attraction and stuff like that. I went to it feels like super like 80s hair metal.
That would be yours.
That'd be like my like douchey like so gross.
Yeah. Again, I'm very like I have hella like I overthink everything, but yeah, like knowing for me would be kings because I would be like surrounded by peasants and I'd be like, y'all don't know nothing, you know, like I would want to help the peasants, like I would like try to start schools and shit, you know,
that's
go
not,
against the grain.
yeah, you ruin it for a lot.
I
of people.
would.
Dude, people, they kick your ass out real
Yeah,
quick. Like,
yeah.
this dude's ruining it. Fuck. Paid
He's
fucking
teaching them how to read.
Dude,
Get him out of here.
dog. I paid like the $1,200 fucking like premium VIP package. You're fucking up for me. Like,
Yeah, see, that would my antithesis would probably be that.
no, a lot of people would probably do Call of Duty.
Yeah,
Call of
definitely.
Duty Battlefield kind of
Call
like
of Duty Shoot a Man.
like, but it would have to be like super like 80s like Die Hard
Action.
cheesy, where like,
Yeah.
because then you would get people like PSD.
Oh
like,
yeah, definitely. Yeah, like if I like
It had to
again,
be like super like over the top, like catered towards like
Mhm.
the guest is like you know OP'd as fuck.
is the Arnold
and then,
Schwarzenegger
like,
of the movie.
Yeah, and then like you know
Yeah.
everything is just like you know yeah, it's like super like 80s.
Like I was saying,
overdone.
like the one that I would love to go to is World War One. Like I want to get PTSD. Like I wanted like
Jesus Christ.
I want to learn something.
Mustard gas,
What's that? Yeah,
Mustard
mustard.
gas.
I want the whole fucking nine, bro.
biplanes.
Yeah, and
Right,
like when I
right.
get out, I'm grateful for being out. You know, like oh thank goodness. You know.
I think it'd be cool if it was a mixture. It'd be like Time Cop the movie. Where you
Mm.
can hop to different periods.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah.
But that's kind of what Westworld was. Like Westworld was like there was like the samurai one. and
Yeah,
there
see,
was
I would like to do
Westworld, and then
samurai
there
shit,
was,
too.
No, I changed my mind. I just came up with even a worse one.
What?
Steampunk Land.
Ah.
Steampunk
yeah.
Land. Oh my god.
Can you imagine a dude with a fucking top hat and goggles on it come up to you and be like, "Art, take my hand."
Take my hand and
Uh,
take my bionic
my
hand.
bionic
I was like, it's not
hand.
bionic. You just spray paint it with Krylon. Not
Yeah.
doing it. Come in my airship. I'm like, oh my god.
fuck,
Fuck
here
this.
Yeah, like here we go again.
I am scientist / Captain Airman.
And we don't play by rules here.
Well, you know what,
see?
dude? That's the thing because like my buddy. So my buddies lied to me one time. I think I told you the story.
And you ended up in a steampunk
And they
world.
took me to a fucking Renaissance fair.
Oh, that's what I was about to bring up too.
Yeah, this is pissed me off so fucking. So willingly, I went to my buddy. Was like, I'm gonna go to Renaissance fair.
Mhm.
I was like, I'll go with you. Fuck it. Like, I don't care. And he's like,
Yeah.
well, he sold it because he said they have honey beer there.
Okay. Yeah.
I was like, fucking yeah.
I want to try
And
that.
then he's like, yeah, girls walk with their tits out and stuff like that. It's cool. I was like, all right, I want to try some honey beer, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, yeah, tits out sounds tight too. And I
Yeah.
went there, not the tits you want to see.
Oh man.
Yeah. Um,
That would be one of my biggest caveats. Would be
Yeah.
like I would want the worlds to be like robots. They believe that they're in the world and not actors who are like,
But this
we're in 1910.
yeah,
medieval
but this is the thing that's why I fucking hate Renaissance fairs.
Right.
Everything's overpriced.
hmm
You don't want to be there anyways, and
Mm.
you're surrounded by people who you don't like. Like I don't want to be with these people. Fuck
There's a
these-
bunch of theater kids and shit.
Yeah, these are they're
Tryhards.
shoe scooters that never they're school shooters that never got the fucking motivation or courage.
Oh god.
You know,
That's also like pioneer lands and shit. Like when you go to like a pioneer town and they're all like acting like cowboys and it's like, come
well,
on,
like
bro.
frontiers.
Yeah, the frontier shit.
But like that's more like for historical things. Like Renaissance fairs are first of all, a Renaissance is like Leonardo da Vinci. It's like the
Yeah.
Great Renaissance, the Great Awakening.
Mm-hmm.
There's no knights and shit back then.
Yeah.
Just say it's like a medieval fair.
Yeah.
You know, that's what you. So Renaissance is the name is dumb.
There's
as
no
it is.
armor.
Second of all, everybody that walks around there treats it like it's fucking like World of Warcraft. Like they just make up their own shit. Like nothing is historically accurate. It's like this dude's like wearing Guar armor. Like I'm serious.
Guar?
It's like
We see
foam core.
Guar walking
Yeah,
around. and
that's
shit.
all you see is a bunch of like fucking. It's like okay, I didn't know there was like orcs fucking in England walking around. You know,
Yeah.
like what the fuck is this shit? Like, are like yeah, people dressed up like fairies and wizards and stuff like that. Like,
Yeah.
dude, this is not what the fuck is this shit?
Oh, that's hilarious.
I do like there's girls that would walk around with like fairy wings. I'm like, what the
man.
dumb? Like I was like, yeah, and that's the thing.
I'm so glad I've never gone to
But
one of
no,
those.
this is really fucked up. My friend, two of my buddies lied to me. So we're going to the beach.
Oh yeah.
Yes, you know how fucked up that is to be like lie to someone that you're going to the beach and then like fucking
And
take them to a fucking Renaissance fair, dude. That's so mean. I've come in beach gear.
Yeah.
I'm wearing beach shorts, and I think I had like a pullover flannel that I used to wear to the beach all the time. That had a hood, so it was like a towel material, so you can kind of like towel yourself off
with it.
and get the sand off. Yeah, I had like beach shoes, but I brought regular shoes because I like to switch out.
Yeah.
And I brought everything for the beach.
Man, that's hilarious.
Dude, I fall asleep right. I wake up and we're like heading towards like Monterey, but the back area. So I was like, what beach are we going to? Like,
you're getting more and more nervous.
I'm thinking in my head too, like maybe we're going to like Carmel or we are going to Monterey, but we're taking the back way. And like, dude, no, we end up like in was that Gustine or whatever that town is?
I have no idea. Yeah.
Dude, they like are laughing their heads off. I'm like,
man.
what? Like, what's going on? Like, you guys need gas or something? Like, what? Like, dude, like we're gonna. And that's what I keep telling them. Dude, if you guys keep lagging, we're gonna like it's gonna be too dark to go to the beach.
Yeah.
Dude,
you guys can't see it, but Art's face looks so disappointed.
We pull in the parking lot and I see like Renaissance Fair parking. I'm like,
man.
Are you guys fucking kidding me? Dude, I didn't get out of the van for like almost like an hour. I was seriously like so mad. I was like
stewing.
I was like, you guys go. I'm staying here. Fuck you guys. They're like, no, we bought your ticket. Like, I was like, no, I'm not fucking going. You guys fucking kidnapped. This is a fucking kidnapping. You guys lied. I was like, you guys know I love the fucking beach. I was like seriously.
They got you out there.
Dude, so finally they told me what got me in there is that it was open container.
Okay.
So they're like,
you
as long as
around.
yeah, which was a fucking lie too, by the way.
Oh man.
Because I was going in there, I got like there's like a little gas station there, and I bought like 2 3-packs. And yeah, I was just walking in there, and I had my backpack. I was like, oh my god, I hate this place so much. I hate everybody here. I hate everything. There was a comedy show, and the guy, I was like, okay, it's kind of funny. It's a comedy show. The comedy show was kind of funny.
Okay.
Not worth the price of admission or being there surrounded by the rest of those people.
Oh man,
dude, I was like the kid that always asks you, "Can we go home now?" Like, that was me the entire day. Can we go home now? Can we go home now? Why is there a samurai walking around? Can we go home now? Can we go home now?
Speaking of Renaissances and all that shit, we're at our final ad break. We only have 5 more minutes left. So
fuck Renaissance Fair.
Yeah, our next sponsor is the Renaissance Fair in Oak Park that's coming up soon, and it's sponsoring us, Art. So
no, fuck that.
Don't you love
that COVID super spreader? I don't think
COVID
so.
super spreader event. If you use if you use the promo code that's not my samurai sword, you get half off on some honey beer and some titties.
Oh my god!
Any other? You going to talk about any other ads or any sponsors?
No, dude, that
you're so bummed.
That memory brought back so much fucking anger, dude.
There's steam coming off your head.
Legit lied to me. Told me we were going to the beach. So juiced to go to the beach, my friends. Lied to me.
Damn.
Lied.
Do you still hang out with those people?
Yeah.
Oh, you should have said
no.
no.
One of them I don't anymore, but one.
There you go.
And then the other one. Well, one I don't hang out with, and the other one lives in another country.
Oh,
so
for sure.
They're literally off the hook.
Oh man, but yeah, we're at the end of the hour, end of the podcast.
Did it.
So that was episode 8, and yeah, dude. Fuck the
Renaissance.
Fuck the Renaissance, and fuck orcas and dolphins in captivity.
Yeah, if you have a comment why Renaissance fairs are okay,
don't leave it, because we will. No,
leave
we
it.
will
I want to hear you out.
read
I want to hear you lie to me.
I want to be lied to.
I want to be lied to, and I want to hear you I wish I could hear the lie in your comment. Here's lying to yourself.
The wishful thinking, but yeah, man. That was a good romp we just had.
Oh, that was good. Yeah, fucking brought back some trauma right there. You imagine that, Bob? Imagine like getting told you're going somewhere. Like
I would throw the biggest bitch fit, bro.
Dude,
I would
not get out of my friend's van.
I would be yelling
would
at
not
people.
get out of his van.
Oh man,
it was like
I would be so livid.
Stewing.
I would be fucking.
And I was like,
pissed.
okay, and I was like, well, can we go here for like an hour and then go to the beach? Like, nope, Renaissance Fair.
Yeah, oh man, but anyways, yeah, thank you guys for joining us on episode 8. It was a pleasure having y'all listen to us. Also, remember, if you're looking for the podcast,
When in doubt, whip it out.
no, don't do that. people have been canceled because of that shit. Do not do that. But yeah, look it up. It's Death by Exile 101. Tell your friends it's Death by Exile 101. I think we're the only ones that pop up if you put that. There's some other random videos on there, like my music stuff.
I like your music stuff.
Yeah, and some again random shit to be posted up later.
My manifesto will be posted up on
Yeah.
soon.
You man, okay. All right, yeah, I think we gotta end it now. Saudi Arabia's calling. Yeah, thank you, and like, subscribe, and again, yeah, share it around.
Less crow feet if you cover your face.
Oh, okay, all right. Thank you again. All right. Oh my God.
Preserve your skin.
All right, okay. Thank you guys. Bye.